think we are ballin'. Let's see. Excellent connection. Okay. Check, 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 check. Alright, yeah, I think we're good. Let me go ahead and make this public. Yes, yes, yes. All my dogs, they are going crazy. Just gonna make a little post for the Instagram, and then we will be good to go. Rule of thirds. Sorry guys, I'm just making a little post for the Instagram. What's the best part? There you go. We'll just do that. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna have my phone open for chat. That way, I'm able to read what you guys say. Also, in case there's any kind of audio issues, because Lord knows I make a ton of audio issues for these streams, or in these streams. Let's see. All right, cool. Got the chat open right here. Let me just listen to this, make sure it sounds fine. All right, cool. All right, let's get this started. How you guys doing today? Hope you guys are all doing well today. I'm breaking down this whole, oh my gosh, I'm breaking down my newest debut single. I guess debut and newest are kind of contradictory, but my debut single, Rule of Thirds, out now, all streaming platforms. I feel like a damn killer how he like comments on every single video, just like, yes, yes, Prada at 13 out now. Yeah, I saw some people wanting me to break this down in the comment section of the music video, which you should check out, by the way. Fire ass music video filmed by my little brother Johnny and my homie Aiden. They did amazing work. But yeah, I figured I'd just reveal all the secrets. As you can see, it's a lot, so I'm gonna be going over quite a bit. But yeah, I'm excited to break it down because this project has been like my baby for the last like 2 or 3 months. And all in all, this is like a separate version of the project. I had another save, but this version right here has took me 22 hours. So I think in total, this probably took me like 30-ish hours to make as a whole. So I'm excited to break it down. It's probably going to take a while, but there's a lot to learn from with this project. I feel like I kind of just integrated all of my artistic influences into one song, and I think it came out pretty good. I'm glad to see the reception on it. It's super cool. I was like super nervous before I released it because I've never released anything like with my vocals or anything like that in it. So I was like, are they gonna think it's buns? But thankfully, a lot of people seem to like it, so that warms my heart. But did something and there's an overload of sound. Oh no, really? Okay. Hold on, let me. Oh, dude, it's my it's my bit rate. I don't know why it's doing that. Hold on. Check, 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 check. Dude, this is so buns. I'm so sorry. Let me try switching my buffer length. Maybe that'll work. Check, 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 check. Sorry guys, technical difficulties. Still? Damn. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna switch it to this. And then I'll switch back to this. This happens every time I stream. I feel so bad, guys. I'm sorry. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Still! God damn it! I'm so sorry, guys. I do not know why this is happening. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. I may have fixed it. I may have fixed it. Let's go! I fixed it. Oh, Donna, huge thanks. I appreciate that. How do you like them? Never used them though. I'm producing. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Don't tell yourself that. Literally, have confidence in yourself. Don't ever say that you're bad at it. I guarantee you are good at it. All right, I'm gonna start the recording, and then we'll get started. I hope you beautiful people are having an amazing day today. I guess I'll redo my spiel since I was probably like inaudible, but yeah, today I'm gonna be covering my debut single, Rule of Thirds. And I'm super excited to break it down. A lot of you guys have asked about it in the music video or just like through DMs and stuff like that, asking for a breakdown. So I am more than willing to just share all the sauce. That's like my big philosophy. I don't think anything should be gatekept in music. If there's, things that somebody likes about somebody's song, then it should be, they should be able to learn how to do it because, music is beautiful and everybody deserves to be able to make it. Hey, thank you, Ace, too. Dude, hey, even the free ones are pretty good. I would say so myself. But yeah, man, if you ever want to get any of the paid ones, hit me up. I'll get you with a discount code. I got you. So, let's just get started right from the beginning. Please let me know if there's any other audio issues because... Oh, you beautiful too. You beautiful. Okay, we'll get started just straight in this beginning. So, the concept for Rule of Thirds is that I wanted this song to be split into 3 distinct segments, thirds. The whole premise of the song itself and the lyrical content is using photography and videography terms as a metaphor for inequalities in a relationship. So, there are lyrics in this song like clean off your lens, narrow your shot, you only see what you want. So essentially meaning that somebody only sees what's in their frame. So that's where Rule of Thirds, which is a photography technique, ties into that. So it not only ties into the lyrical content, but into the actual structure of the beat. So with that being said, let's go over the first section. For this initial section, I was very inspired by Botanica artists like Fritz and Small House in Spain. So I wanted to go for a very like nature textural intro with like lots of like transient heavy bubble texture stuff like that. So the first thing that I threw down was these strings. So the strings I get from East West. I think I'm using East West Hollywood strings. So I threw down this string bass line. You said everyone heard Water and went Quadeca. Yeah. I definitely had a lot of Quadeca influence in this song. but I'd say it deviates a little bit, especially towards the end with like the screaming vocals and stuff like that. So this kind of sets the melodic foundation for the intro, just a very like, 1-2 type of progression, just going back and forth between G and B. On top of that, I threw down this stream texture from Odd Logic. This is from Glitch with Friends Volume 2. And then no mixing on this, this is just how it sounds straight out of the pack. And I've become so in love with, what's it called? Joshua Bell Violin by Embertone. This is the violin that I use all throughout this song. So I have this main violin pattern that plays throughout the intro. Super just like expressive, intimate violin. So I have this main one, and then on top of it, I throw down a third harmony. So this is the third harmony right here. This is like my new favorite thing to do with strings. I just have my main pattern and then a third harmony. It just makes it sound so fucking beautiful. Right here, I think is a granular texture from my Fractals Granular Toolkit. So it's just playing the same B to G progression. He said bro's part of the A24 audio team. Bro, you're too kind. That's so cool. So this is just playing a little bit of a melodic texture. This one I think I got from Splice is just this like little like Botanica type granular texture. Hello, is this thing on? Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then we've got this little forest texture as well. As you could tell, this song is very like texture heavy. I wanted there to be like a clear and distinct theme when listening to the song. Like I wanted people to be able to picture a scene or like have a picture in their head of what this song represents. Like I wanted it to be very foresty and naturey, and as you can see, a big component of this song is water, so I have this beach ambience as well. It sounds like someone's peeing on my ear. Exactly. So this is what all of those textural components sound like together. I'll just play it like right here. And it worked. I feel whimsical while listening to Rule of Thirds. Yay! That was like exactly what I wanted. Like whimsical and like what's the word for it? Like medieval fantasy-esque, like forest-like. And then after that, I recorded these two like almost Spanish-esque flamenco picking patterns where it's just like very sporadic and triplet heavy. So I have this one recorded on the high E string, and it's panned mostly to the left. So the song makes you feel like a fairy. Yes! So this one's panned all the way to the left. And then I have this one right here that plays lower notes, and it's panned mostly to the right. So those two together just kind of give a little bit of an acoustic sound to the intro, whereas the rest of the stuff is very synthetic. I genuinely like playing around with that little like dichotomy of acoustic and synthetic sounds. I feel like it's a very like nice textural bed for like guitars and stuff like that to sit upon. And then I also have these fireworks right here. These are yet again from Glitch with Friends. And on these, I have Chroma, which is like a scale pitching plugin, used a lot in like color bass and stuff like that. And it's not enabled right now because it takes up a fuck ton of CPU. But I have this plugin called Ambio Orbit by Sennheiser, which essentially is a like 3D panning plugin. So what it's doing is I automated it so that while it plays, it pans like this. Oh wait, oh no, like this. It goes like that. So it pans like that all around your head, and it's like kind of not really noticeable, but it also is just something that like is like spatially prevalent. It just kind of makes it feel more big. And then what's this right here? Oh, I guess I just threw this down. These are just little like bell textures. These are probably from one of my my granular toolkits. You said, how do you record these? So for the guitars, actually I'll grab it right now. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry guys, I'm in my PJs right now. So for the guitars, I use a Zoom H1 Essential, which is like a field recording mic. It's typically not used with like instrument recording, but I really like how it captures the room sound and like, sorry, this is all fucking tangled up. I really like how it captures the room sound. So I tend to use like a Zoom mic for guitar recordings, but you can also just use like a dynamic or condenser mic. The rotund cheese grater. You saw me bring this guy in. I'm gonna talk about this later. This is a little shaker. But yeah, I use this Zoom mic for guitar recordings, and then in a separate room in my house, I have this upright piano that we got on Facebook Marketplace for free. So I placed this in the room probably like 5 feet away from the piano, and I use this to record it. It captures a lot of like the room and the piano and the noises, and it sounds super like organic. So I recommend one of these. I think they're under $100 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for the intro. And then I have it end like on the root note, so it has a very resolute ending, which leads into the next section of the song. Let me go ahead. Down onto the root note right there. And that is where our main guitar melody comes into play. So, as you can see, I have like 7 or 8 layers for the main guitar. And for people that want to start out, the Behringer XM8500 is a sturdy budget dynamic mic. Ooh, that's good to know. Thank you so much. So for these guitar layers, I have pretty much 4 main layer sections. The first section is this fingerstyle guitar. And that is just playing a picking pattern in D-A-E, A C-sharp E, which is an open tuning, which makes it super, super easy. So these, I have 2 different recordings. I have one that's panned all the way to the right, all the way to the left, and then one that's panned all the way to the right. This not only makes the guitar pattern much more wide, but also hides some of like your timing imperfections because there's an overlap between the two. And it just makes it sound much more like organic and loose. I don't know what that gesture was, but yeah. And then I also have these 2 layers, which are yet again panned left and right. Oh, never mind, this is not panned. But this one is essentially just playing the root notes. Since that fingerstyle guitar is playing pretty high up in the octave. And then I have this one playing a little lead pattern. And then I have yet another lead pattern, which this whole song is in 6/8 or 3/4 depending on how you look at it. And my favorite thing to do in songs that are 6/8 is to make use of dotted rhythms because it just sounds so cool with like that 6/8 swing. So this right here is a little like dotted lead rhythm. Very rule of thirds like. Great song to hold water to. Yes, yes. So those are the main like fingerstyle guitar patterns. And then I also have this strummed guitar pattern on top of it, yet again, one of them being panned all the way to the left, one of them being panned all the way to the right. And then the final component is just this little atonal strum where I'm just like lightly pressing down the strings and strumming just to give it a little bit more rhythm. So altogether, this is what those layers sound like. And then the mixing on those is very, very simple. I just pitched it down by 2 semitones. This is the original pitch. Oh, never mind. It's all on different stuff. But yeah, the original pitch was up by 2 semitones, and I have very, very light compression. That's literally it. The next thing that comes in is this little piano. I think it's the soft piano from Labs. Or a grand piano, one of those two. Yes, bro. Those muted, like, those little muted strums like add so much to the rhythm. So yeah, that's the guitar and the piano. I also introduced this little third harmonization flute. This is the East West Woodwinds flute. So I have our main pattern right here, and then the third harmonization on top of it. It just sounds so like mystical and cool. And then right here, this is a little like metal hitting sound that I got from a Kontakt plugin. I forget what it's called, but it just has like a bunch of like weird field sounds. It's just something like texturally and like sonically cool. And then I have this instance of Pigments playing our main chord progression. This is from my Fractals Granular Toolkit, if I'm not mistaken. Yet again, intertwining that sound of synthetic and acoustic components. And then, let's see if I can find the vocals. Okay, cool. So I'm going to play the vocals and the violin because... Where's the main violin? What's this one? So that's the main violin. Okay, so I have these 2 violins, which are harmonizing with each other. Yet again, third harmonies. And those are also harmonizing with the vocals themselves. Let's see. How many tracks is that? I think it's a little over 100. It's a lot. But yeah, these are the vocals. Clean off your lens, narrow your shot. You only see what you want. And then that kind of has like what a color you want. Frame your own plot, record what is not. You only see what you want. What you want. So yet again, these vocals are doing the third harmonies. As for the vocal mixing, I'm going to just reveal my entire vocal chain. I just have an EQ using dynamic bumps to kind of take out some of that low end. as well as this little notch right here because there was a lot of resonance, and this little guy taking out a little bit of that high end. As well as that, I have down this SSL EV2 channel stereo on the lead vocals preset. This in and of itself has a little bit of compression, so I have it disabled right now because it takes up a lot of fucking CPU, and like this would be super crackly if I had it enabled. But I also have a 1176 compressor emulator. This is doing very, very light compression. I think it's like 3 decibels, if that.
Clean off your lens, narrow your shot.
Yeah, it's like peaking at 3 decibels. On top of that, I just have a de-esser, Saturn just to add a little bit of tape saturation, and Soothe for some resonance suppression. So I'm just going to close all these plugins because this is going to fucking munch on my CPU. You said recording vocals in the project file of the instrumentals. How I know you're goated. I kind of wish I didn't. Oh, we're lagging a little. I kind of wish I didn't because as you can see, it just munches the fucking CPU. But at the same time, it allows for a lot more like creative liberty. So that being said, this is what they sound like unmixed.
Clean off your lens, narrow your shot. You only see what you want. Clean off your lens.
As you can tell, there's not a huge difference between the unmixed and the mixed version. It just sounds a little bit more present. The main thing you want to focus on is just getting a good recording. Learned that from my guy Diego. As well as that, I have the vocals routed to a send track where I have a Convolver reverb. Never mind. I have Valhalla Vintage Verb with like a very short decay reverb, and then an EQ just taking out the low ends of that reverb and the high end. So altogether, this is what this section sounds like.
Clean off your lens.
Yeah, the song is in 3/4, and I fucking love Break-Ins. Break-Ins is so fucking goated.
Clean off your lens, narrow your shots. You only see what you want. What you want. Friend your own plots, record what is not. You only see what you want. What you want.
So now let's go over this first chorus. Pretty much everything is the same except I introduce a fuck ton of strings. So I have this main string, yet again playing a main pattern and then playing a third harmony on top of it. I feel like I'm glazing myself so much, but I fucking love these strings. So that pretty much just repeats. I also have these same flutes, but I add in this little run at the end. And something that's like not noticeable at all are these little staccato strings, yet again from East West. Just like, they're real like jolly and like whimsical type strings. Almost like Monday by Quadeca-esque. And then I also have these, I'm not quite sure what these are. Oh, those are more strings. He said Roblox obby ass sound. You asked if this a part of an EP, LP, or just a one-off. Right now it's just a single. I have a couple other songs in the vault that I probably will be releasing, but Rule of Thirds was the best out of them, so I kind of feel like I have to top this before I release another song, but I do plan on releasing more songs in the future and probably a comprehensive project. This is just those little metal things. This is that synth. And then I also have these bass strings, yet again, from East West, to fill in that low end during the chorus. It's just playing octaves of our root note. And then right here, it plays more chord-like patterns to up the intensity and make it sound much more dramatic. And then what's this right here? Oh, this is just like little timpani hits. They're very quiet and tucked away in the mix, but just like barely hear them. What the hell is that? Oh, I added in this like noise texture from Audio Thinks Noises. Like I said, it's barely noticeable, but I guess it does something. Maybe it does. I don't know. Yeah, it's timpanis. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's a little. I think like some of the stuff that I did is kind of overkill. Like there's just like layers just for the sake of layers, but I think after watching Quadeca's Vanisher breakdown, I was like, okay, I gotta have a fuck ton of layers, which in and of itself isn't true. It's just like I just saw that and I was inspired to just go all out. So I also have these like weird horror-esque metallic textures in the background. It's like scraping across a crash, essentially. These aren't recorded, these are from a VST. And then I also have this, I don't know what this is. Oh, this is that exact same thing, but reversed. So both of them together just kind of have this weird texture about them. As for the vocals for this section, I have a lead vocal, so just our like main melody, and then I have two different vocals stacked on top of it, which are both third harmonies of the main vocal, but one of them is panned to the left, one of them is panned all the way to the right, so it makes it sound very like big and grand during this chorus section.
But I see a little too much. You only see just enough.
What VST lets you scream?
Incomplete picture of love. But I see a little too much.
Actually, I'm not gonna pull anything up.
You only see just enough.
But, oh my gosh, this is gonna bother me. It's from. Fuck it. If the project crashes, it crashes. Let's see. Please, please. I also want to mention, those vocals have no autotune on them, but they have Melodyne. So don't be afraid to use Melodyne. Don't be afraid to use autotune. Just use whatever you want to use. Spectres. This is it. Spectres by Slate and Ash. Slate and Ash. I was trying to say Slate Digital, but it's not Slate Digital. Spectres by Slate and Ash has a lot of cool textural components. I'm going to delete this because that is going to overload my CPU. You said Project finally I got to hopes and dreams on it. Yeah, dude, this shit. When I tell you, trying to finish this song at the later stages was painful because it's just like CPU crackling while I'm trying to make a fucking song that I really like. But yeah, these vocals have the same mixing as the main vocals, except the harmonies are on a different track with just like light compression and fresh air and a little bit of resonance suppression. So just like the lead vocal by itself sounds like this.
But I see a little too much.
But with the harmonies,
You only see just enough.
it just sounds so much cooler and like big and full. So I think that's everything for this section. So this is what that section sounds like altogether.
But I see a little too much. You only see just enough. Incomplete picture of love. But I see a little too much. You only see just enough. Incomplete picture of
So now let's get into the next section, which is very similar to this first section. You said I'm trying to hear the Roblox Obby strings now. That's what I'm saying. They're very tucked away, but I don't know, maybe it doesn't even make a difference. Maybe I'm just coping because I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. I want to do that. For this section, I wanted it to be more rhythmic, which is where I made use of this guy. This is a shaker. I got it at Guitar Center for like $15 or $20. And what I'm doing is I'm holding the beads and I'm going. So where is it? It's right here. And I use this to transition into the next section. So it goes. Yes, the rotund cheese grater. So how strong is your computer? It's a Razer Blade 14. It has a AMD Ryzen 9. So it's relatively strong, but it still struggles sometimes. So for this section, obviously I wanted it to be more rhythmic and introduce some drum components. So I have that shaker as well as this snare from Addictive Drums. A lot of this is just like copy and pasted from the first section. I just added things, so like those shakers, and that's pretty much it. Just new vocals and stuff like that.
English are cutting me out. You only see what you want.
Same string, same whole.
What you want. Move from your tongue, learn from the start. You only see what you want. What you want.
So yeah, as you can hear, I use this little drum fill to transition into the second chorus. And as well as this ocean crash, which is like a super cool component that like I kind of don't like making use of like risers or impacts in songs like this because I feel like they sound a little unnatural. So making use of like organic textures that naturally have that movement is like a super cool way to introduce risers and means of like bringing up the energy. Let's see, Stinger album when? Bro, probably in like 2 fucking years. This song took me so long to make. Ooh, fire as an impact is a super cool idea. I was gonna say it's a fire idea, but that would have sounded corny. But yeah, that's a super sick idea. So for the second chorus, yet again, what I did is I copied over the first chorus and just added to it. So all this stuff right here is all the same. I added in a sub bass. I don't know where it is, but I added in a sub bass. I think it's within these. Let me see. Yeah. I have this sub bass playing in tandem with the bass strings. And then I also added in this drum pattern. Or actually it's 2 drum patterns. I have this one. Hey, thank you, Ankura. So it's just playing that ride pattern with the kick and snare. At the end, I just have a little fill. As well as that, I integrate those guitars from the intro, those little like flamenco style picks, which have no rhythmic context with this chorus, and they're kind of tucked away in the back, but since they're panned so heavily left and right, it like adds a little bit of like sonic texture to this second chorus. Like I'll let you see if you can hear it.
I've seen a little too much. You
Like there's just like
see just a
kind of,
incomplete picture of life.
oh yeah, now we're crackling. And then for this section, same thing, lead vocals, harmonies with the third panned left and right. I also have down those little cymbal scrapes. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this chorus. To transition into the outro / bridge, I make use of a technique that Jane Remover you made use of a lot on Frailty, which is the use of like a repeated sine sound. So this right here is just like a little sine from Serum. And that repeats all throughout that outro, but it's used as like a melodic motif to bridge the gap between this second chorus and the outro. So I have that. I have, let me see, this little riser right here, which is like super, like it's like a super distorted riser. And then like it leads up to this moment of silence and then big opening for this outro. So in that moment of silence, I have this little bass hit, as well as the reversed signal of the guitar that plays during the outro. So that what I did is I had the guitar and I played like 1 second of it, like one of those guys. And on the master, I had like a fuck ton of reverb and I just recorded it into Edison, took that signal, reversed it so that it leads into the guitar. So I am going to have to enable the amp simulator on this, which is going to munch up some CPU, but it goes like this. It said Hyundai backing up sign. It is kind of like that, bro. Oh fuck. But yeah, let's get into this outro. This shit is fucking nuts, bro. Look at all this. There's a lot to it, but I think this is like my favorite part of the song, so it all came out good. So firstly, I have this guitar pattern. Actually, firstly, I want to mention the change from the second chorus into the outro is a key change. So it goes from D major to A major, I believe. So it's a change of a perfect fifth, which is why it sounds so natural, since D major and A major share a lot of the same notes, but I think there's only one note that like differs in those scales. So I feel like that's important to note, but yeah, there's a little key change in between that section and now. So this is the main guitar pattern yet again, playing panned all the way left, all the way right to make it sound big. And then I also have these little lead sounds layered on top of it. Oh yes, oh yes. Just a little something, something. And then I also have these muted strums yet again. Is this FOP going on your Patreon? Ooh, yeah, maybe I'll put it on my Patreon after the stream. That's a good idea. I hate to do this, guys. I have to piss so fucking badly. I will be right back. Where's the back soon screen? Oh yeah, I'll be right back. Give me like 2 seconds. He said, why he not bringing the mic? I want to sample him pissing. That's low-key, like, that could be a Botanica texture. Throw that shit into Spectral Gate. Put a vocoder on that. OTT. You're onto something. You're onto something. You gotta pay extra for that. Yes, that's on the Patreon actually. You know. This project has better isolation than walls of my apartment. Did you wash your hands though? Look at this. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it. My hands are still wet. I dipped them in the toilet while I was pissing. Where were we? Oh yeah, the guitar. So this is what all of those guitar components sound like together. As you can tell, the little like strumming is kind of blended in with like the distortion of the guitar, but it's still a little bit prevalent. As well as that, I have this, which is a granular chop of, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. Of our main guitar pattern. So I have this plugin called The Granulator by Phil Spicer. Super, super sick plugin. And I'm basically just playing granular chops of our main guitar pattern. So this is what it sounds like. Just something like a nice little textural component in the background. You said kind of off topic, but did you check out that Jaren album? I've been trying to find tutorials on how to make that kind of stuff, but I have no luck. I listened to a couple songs off of it, and it sounds super sick. Like, I really like the experimentation on it. So I'm going to listen more deeply into it and see if I can derive some techniques that he makes use of. And if I can, then yeah, I'll make a tutorial. It sounds super sick. He said, brother, stream fun. Not going to lie, you should do more of these. I will definitely do a stream for every single song that I have that releases, because I feel like everybody... Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, I, like, know so much and, like, everybody needs to learn from me. But, like, I feel like I make use of, like, some cool techniques. So, and if people are, like, curious about how I did it, they should be able to know. I shouldn't be, like, gatekeeping anything like that. He said, why is Stinger Beats so pooky? Yo, Stinger, what guitar did you use and where can I get it? I want to learn. So, I'm actually going to, it's literally right here. I'll grab it for you. I used a classical guitar with nylon strings. This guitar itself is a Mexican requinto guitar. It was my grandma's guitar. I pretty much just like completely revamped it. Like I replaced the tuning pegs and then all of this right here, replaced the strings and completely like cleaned it up. But it has a super nice sound because of the nylon strings and it's like a little bit of a small guy. I don't know where to get this specific guitar because I have no clue what this guitar actually is. But it's a Mexican requinto guitar. And, or like you could either get that or like a classical guitar. But yeah, I really like using those. I don't have like a normal acoustic guitar with like normal acoustic strings. So I just use that guy. So get a crappy guitar first because for your first sound, it doesn't matter. Yeah, literally. They have like inexpensive guitars that are like $100 to $150. It doesn't matter as long as you're using it and, you know, making good music out of it. Like the guitar that I used for this section. Oh, sorry. I feel like you were probably talking about this section. That's my bad. The guitar that I used for this section is over here. Sorry, 1 second. It is a Squier Telecaster. This guitar was my first guitar, or my first electric guitar that I ever got. It was like $150 at Guitar Center, I think. So this is like bottom of the line Telecaster. I got it because I wanted to play Midwest emo riffs. And the durability isn't incredible. My pickup switch, if I like have it in a weird position, it doesn't make any sound. So I have to kind of fuck with that in order for it to make sound. But yeah, it literally doesn't matter what kind of guitar you use. Because most of the time, cheap guitars and expensive guitars are going to sound the same. You said my string rigs exploded because I wanted to tune them in a way that would allow me to cover introvert my break-ins. Oh shit. Well, if it makes you feel any better, the strings on that guitar have exploded like 3 times because I do a lot of alternate tunings and I like tune them up and down all the fucking times. My strings are under a lot of stress. Um, sorry, you guys are being so active. It's so cool to see all you guys like engaging in the chat. Okay, the next component is this. I don't even know what this is. Okay, yeah, so these are some bass strings, yet again, just following the bass line of the guitar. And then after that, I have my favorite part of this outro, which are these strings that are just super dramatic and cinematic and just like keep rising up to this like big climax. I feel like my like autism is showing here, so I'm just like. And then with those, I have little third harmonies paired during that big like. Ba, ba. So that's that section right there, and then it goes. So those strings right there are Embertone Joshua Bell violin. And these strings right here are East-West Hollywood strings, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Mozart. I'm mad gesticulating. You better not be gesticulating in my chat. That is gross. What else do I have? Oh, this is the sign that repeats. You said another question, SSD sampler or addictive drums? Also, what string VST? Oh, I just mentioned the string VST, but I am very, very partial to addictive drums. I love addictive drums. Throughout this whole beat, or throughout this whole song, I should say, not a beat. Throughout this whole song, I use addictive drums. That's the only drum sampler that I use, pretty much. I used to use SSD sampler back in the day just because it was a free alternative, but I definitely prefer addictive drums. It's pretty costly though and hard to crack, so you could probably get away with SSD sampler, but I prefer addictive drums, just like for personal preference. Hyundai sign. And then next I have this piano pattern. I don't remember if I recorded it live, but it's literally just like our chord progression played in a nice little like 3/4 rhythm. This is the East-West solo piano, I think it's called. It said dog your CPU, bro. Yeah, it's kind of cooked. And this isn't even that bad. Like, I have so many plugins disabled right now. But yeah, this is what the piano pattern sounds like. Oh, oh, oh. So that's that guy right there. Super cool. I love that little like bum ba da 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 dum. Like whenever I get on a piano, that's like the first like little rhythm that I play. Cause it just sounds so like it sounds like you're going on a journey. Like it sounds so cool. You should try disable all unused plugins. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, bro. This shit's crazy. Okay, and then I also have down our main acoustic strumming pattern, but it's tuned to this scale. Since the original one was in D major, it's tuned to A major, so it's down by 5 semitones. Or no, 7, I believe. 5, yeah. Yeah. He said, bro, where'd you learn ball knowledge like this? Literally just like being autistic. I don't know. I've been doing YouTube tutorials since like forever. So I've analyzed a lot of people's music, and I feel like that's made me better at making my own music, since like it's kind of like Quadeca with the styles of rap. Like he's been able to replicate all these people's sound to where he learns all these techniques and is able to like make a big amalgamation of just like everything that he's learned. Literally just like learn a bunch of stuff and study the greats, study people that you enjoy. You upgraded your FL yet? I bought FL Studio when I was like 13. I bought like the $200 version, and I just haven't upgraded because I don't use any of like the FL plugins, to be honest. The next thing that I have down is this electric bass, yet again just following the bass line. Bro's the Quadeca of our time. Yes. Oh, you're so kind. Best YouTube producer, that means so much. So yeah, that's that bass line, just playing the root note of our main progression with a little like flair here and there. This is the main drums throughout this section. I wanted this to be just like a huge dramatic buildup. So like I'm making use of like big rides, big cymbals, and like long drawn out patterns to like really build the suspense into this last section. Oh, you went to 25.2. I don't know if I have yet. I don't think I have. There you go. Okay. Oh, I fucked with the new plugin because I didn't know they have a clipper with an input gain functionality now. That's fire. I've been using a Kilohertz clipper. That's like my favorite clipper right now because it has that input gain functionality. Yo, you guys are so kind. Oh my gosh, I'm over here like blushing and kicking my feet. You guys are too kind. So yeah, that's that intro section. It still has that forest ambience and those waves. Those are throughout the entire song, just as a little background component. The Quebec for me to use lives. For the reason I try to get better at producing. Dude, yeah. Even like at that time, From Me to You was like a very big, like artistic and creative like endeavor. I felt like at the time when I heard From Me to You, maybe I just wasn't like on good music, but I was like, holy shit, like this is changing the way that I look at music. Like I used to try to make like From Me to You type beats, and I was like, this is like the best music I've ever made. Like it's so fun and like creatively opening because like it's not confined to like a singular style, or like there's no cliches about the style at all. It's just like you do whatever the fuck you want, you make it as big and grand as possible, and you just like have fun with it. But yeah, with that being said, this is what this section sounds like. I muted the or I disabled the amp on the guitar because it takes up a lot of CPU, so it's going to sound a little dry, but let's turn it on, see if it... Yeah, it's supposed to sound a lot more big and dramatic, but yeah, it takes some time. That's all. So for this outro, I introduce these drums, big ass fucking drums. I have like a very big tendency of just like making chill songs and then completely flipping the script at the end and just making it into this like big calamitous, like over impactful outro. I'm gonna play this since I was talking over it. I'm a devil, baby. See it again. That's all addictive drums. Let me see if I can find the preset that I'm using so I can show you guys. Yeah, I'm using the Dry Room preset from, which kit is this? Fairfax Volume 2. So yeah, those are those drums. The beat talking over you? Oh shit, my bad. Some fans getting hurt in here. And then I have this strummed guitar. shoegaze-esque, fills in a lot of that fucking mix. And then this is one of my favorite parts, bro. Let me see. I have these. It's kind of hard to hear since it kind of plays in tandem with the violin, but I have this guitar pattern. Took me fucking forever to record, by the way, because this is so complex. But I have this guitar pattern mimicking those uproarious cinematic violins. So I have those guys, and then I also have the third harmony along with it. Very like Avenged Sevenfold-esque. You said, how did you start this song? The first thing that I started with was the intro. I was listening to a lot of Botanica artists like Fritz and Small House in Spain, and I heard like their songs, and I was like, well, that's like a super cool way to start a song. Like it just starts off very like texturally cool and like very ambiguous in terms of rhythm. It just kind of flows and starts just like a little droning, and a lot of those artists will like transition into more rhythmic acoustic sections. So that's what I was very, very inspired by for this. But yeah, I started with that section. This song kind of moved in like a linear motion. I started with the intro, did the verse, did the chorus, and then the outro was the last thing that I ever did. So sometimes it's not like that, but also sometimes it is. What else do I have down here? Fun fact, I've been plucking my facial hair during this entire stream. Yes. Yes. Let's see. I also have those. Oh, this is also enabled. My bad. Those little plucks from the intro, they just keep coming back. Yet again, hard to hear, but provide something sonically. I have those little cymbal scrapes. You said what Avenged Sevenfold song are you referring to? None in particular. I may be talking out of my ass when I say it's Avenged Sevenfold-esque, but they make use of a lot of like harmonization and stuff like that. I may be thinking of a different band if I'm like wrong, but I'm just thinking like metalcore in general, making use of like third and fifth harmonies a lot with the guitars. What are these? These are the cymbals. And you said, how do you prepare something to be released, mixing, mastering, final touches? I'm going to cover that in the stream. Once I'm done with this, I'll cover like my mastering process and stuff like that. All right, let's get into the vocals for this section, which is like my favorite part. Fun fact, you're going to see why, but when I recorded these vocals, I had a migraine for the rest of the day because I don't have any like formal vocal training and I don't know how to scream properly. So I was just fucking just screaming. So this is what the vocals sound like for this section.
But I see a little too much, and you only see just enough. An incomplete picture of love. But I see a little too much, and you only see just enough. An incomplete picture of love.
As you can tell, there's a lot of clipping, which usually I'm not a fan of, but it kind of works just for like the screaming. And also I really did not want to re-record that. Oh, I get the reference. I make it look effortless. So I have that main vocal. The mixing on that is, I believe, the same as the first. Yeah, it's on the exact same track as the other vocals. So just like that EQing, the light compression, all that kind of stuff. And then with it, I have third harmonies and octave harmonies, I believe. So I have... You said my mother from across the room was telling you my headphones are too loud. Turn it up, turn it up. If you want to learn gritty vocals, I suggest Chris Liepi's. I might have said that wrong. Vocal tutorials on YouTube. He's the GOAT. Thank you. I'm literally going to screenshot my chat right now. Thank you so much. Because I do need to get better with like screaming vocals and stuff like that. I'm getting a little better just like by practicing, but I feel like I need someone to tell me what to do. So I have these high third and low third harmonies. These two, the same thing, just pan left and right. These two, same thing, pan left and right.
But I see a little too much.
Oh, you want me to screenshot you too? I got you.
only see just enough.
So that's that one. And then this is the high third.
But I see a little too much. You only see just enough.
And as you might be able to hear this, but with these harmonies, I cut out these syllables. So like, I see a little too much. Like I don't have the ch because it says I see a little too much, because there's a lot of overlap with like the ch where like they're kind of displaced and 3 of them play at the same time and they like all play like a millisecond apart and it just sounds really weird. So I cut out those syllables. But this is what all of them sound together. The harmonies are kind of tucked away in the back, as are a lot of things in this song, but it makes the vocal sound a lot more full.
But I see a little too much, and you only see just enough. An incomplete picture of love. But I see a little too much, and you only see just enough. An incomplete picture of love.
So you asked, why is the audio called Insanity? So this is what the original save was called. I didn't know what to call it because I was between Rule of Thirds and Selective Focus. Those are the 2 names for the song. And I ended up going with Rule of Thirds. As you can see down here, I have like the actual ROT Rule of Thirds saves. But yeah, it's what the project is called. Yeah, that's exactly why I did it. I was like, this is insane, bro. This is insane as fuck. But yeah, that's exactly why. Also with these harmonies, I vocal-lined them all to the main vocal so that they're all like playing within a millisecond of each other essentially. Yeah, that was kind of just like an artistic choice for this section. But is that it? I think that might be it for this section. Is there anything down here? No. Okay. Is this your first time laying down vocals for a song? No, it is not. I have like 3 or 4 other songs that I have recorded. Maybe I'll give you guys a little sneak peek at the end of the stream. But this is like my most impressive vocal performance in my opinion. So but this is like it depends on how much I want to expose myself. But back in the day, when I was like 12 or 13, I used to make trap metal songs. Me and my little brother would make trap metal songs. So I kind of have experience with like screaming and stuff like that. But since then, I hadn't done any songs up until like 4 or 5 months ago, where I started working with my buddy Aiden. I've been friends with him since like 7th grade. He's the fucking goat. And we started like making songs together, and I just felt really inspired by what we were doing together. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try to like make some stuff on my own, because I've also just been really inspired by a lot of artists in general right now, like Quadeca, Breakins, very heavy Black Country New Road inspiration, not for this song, but for future songs. I really, really like Black Country New Road right now. But yeah, I just like saw everybody else doing it, and I'm like, fuck it, man, I want to make some songs. So I haven't even gotten the chance to watch the music video breakdown would be my first experience. Oh, dude, no, you have to watch the music video first. The music video is so good. Shout out to Aiden, who's the guy that I just talked about, and shout out to Johnny. They filmed the music video, and they did a fucking incredible job. So, I'm gonna play like the lead up to this. Should I turn the amp on? I'm gonna turn the amp on. It sounds like really buns without the amp. It's going to be pretty crackly. Warning. Oh, fuck, I gotta turn the amp off. I'm sorry.
But I see a little too much, and you only see just enough. Incomplete picture of love. But I see a little too much, you only see just enough. An incomplete picture of love.
And then I have it end just on a little. And then I let the waves play out a little bit. and that's like the ending of the song. It like comes full circle. It starts out with the waves, it ends with the waves. You said, "Give me a song to get into Black Country. I've tried 3 times. I failed every time." My favorite songs by them are Basketball Shoes. Holy fuck, that song is so fucking good. The outro of that song is incredible. And then also just a really good one is The Place Where He Inserted the Blade. I love that song. A lot of people don't really like Black Country New Road just for the reason of the male vocalist. They think it's like, I don't know, like some people just don't like his vocals, but I love his vocals so much. But I'm also a huge like Midwest emo guy, so I kind of like the whiny and like over exaggerated off tone vocals. Like I don't know, I just kind of fuck with all that. He said the production is so sick. Holy dude, thank you so much. You should hear it with the amp on. It sounds super dry without it on because I have to conserve my CPU. But yeah, so now that we've covered like the actual making of the song, I want to show you guys my mixing and mastering process. So for this, oh fuck, I deleted it. I have it on a separate instance, but I have Ozone 11. I use the mastering assistant. Sorry, I'm like picturing it in my head since I deleted it because it was taking up too much CPU. But I remove the impact, I remove the maximizer, and I adjust the equalizer, the EQ, because it's usually pretty drastic and it takes out a lot of the low ends. I removed the dynamic EQ, and I used the imager to make sure all of the low end was in mono. And didn't really fuck with the imager too much because this song in and of itself is very wide, so I didn't really need a lot of imaging. Aside from that, I'm using Pro L2 as a limiter to boost the gain. I have the look ahead at a little over 1 millisecond, the attack at 104 milliseconds, release at 400 milliseconds, the style at transparent, just because I felt like that's what fit the song. Transients at 69%, the channel link release at 76%. And then I use a loudness meter to ensure that my like short term or like the LUF level is around -14 LUFs because that's what you want for streaming platforms. And I make sure that the true peak doesn't go above -1 decibels. I didn't enjoy The Place Where You Inserted the Blade, but I'll give Basketball Shoes a go. I got you. Lean mentioned, yeah. The Quadaco truck. I've never heard that one. Yes, I'm like the modern day Quadaco truck. So after this, I exported it. Let me see if I could find it. You guys are getting a little sneak peek into what I name all my shit. I have. Oh yeah, rule of thirds mastering right there. So yeah, I'll just open it up right now. I'll save this. It might take a minute because this project file is super big. But I exported this song as a WAV file and then dropped it into a new project to do slight additional mastering just to polish it up a little bit. But most of the sound that you get is from mixing, not from mastering. You want to make sure you have a very fertile foundation with the beginning of your song. You don't want to try to fix your song with mastering. You just want to clean it up a little bit and touch it up. Don't like rely on mastering to be the reason your song sounds good. Try to mix with leveling or try to mess with leveling and EQing of individual aspects before you lean too heavily on mastering. Why do you have a loop called fucking Amber Alert? Did it say that or is it? Oh yeah, Amber Alert. It's an Osama-san type beat. Yeah, you get a sneak peek into my deranged mind. So yeah, I have this right here. This was the first version of the final project. As you can see, the waveforms are very like consistent. Nothing's peaking too much. There's like a lot of dynamic range within the waveform, which is good. Did I put it on a track or did I just go straight to the master? Yeah, straight to the master. Okay, so on this, I have an imager making the low end completely mono and making the high end a little bit more stereoized. I don't know if that's a word, but... No, he's telling lies. That is not true. And then I have a compressor, I think, doing like -1 to -3. Let's see if I go like right here. Do I have restream on this? Oh, here, let me turn it on. So that is not accurate. Can we like not do that? Okay. I guarantee you guys it is not doing -20. I don't know why it's doing that. And all this is doing is just smoothing out like some of the very small peaks that go like a little too high. And then at the end, yet again, I have another loudness meter just to check it. My EQ or my fucking compressor is being all fucky right now, so this is being all fucky too. But that's literally it in terms of the mastering. Yeah, you essentially just want to make sure that everything is good before you start mastering. Like, that's where the main source of your sound is going to come from. But yeah, that pretty much covers everything. Do you guys have any questions? I feel like I've just been like talking the whole time, but if you guys have any questions about like any of the aspects of the song, I will be more than happy to answer them. What is this? 2 knife, 2 fork, 3 fork, 4 spife. Oh, we're onto something here. We're onto something. No, let's not save this. Oh, what was the automation for? Okay, so I have a fuck ton of automation in this. I'm glad you asked about that. We're gonna have to wait for this fucking project to load because it takes like 3 minutes to load probably. But a lot of the automation is null. Like I ended up not using a lot of the automation clips, but most of them are for mixing purposes. Like in one of the first versions for that outro, I had a lot of like saturation and fresh air on the vocals because I wanted them to be more present. But after listening to it a bunch, I ended up going against it. So like I just deleted that. So the automation clips are still there, but they're not affecting anything. Why are you so damn smart and handsome? I get it from my mommy. Wow, that sounded really fucking stupid. See, this is what you guys don't see in the tutorials. I'm like actually fucking stupid. This is who you guys are getting your information from. Sleep in fear. How difficult was the learning curve in vocals for you? Mixing, performance, etc. I'm currently learning how to make those sound nice. Learning curve for vocals was very, very steep. I've been practicing vocals for the last like year or two just to kind of like learn techniques and get myself warmed up. If I tried to make the song a year ago, it would not have come out how it did right now. I recommend just learning good vocal techniques from like YouTubers and stuff like that. You probably already do this. Everybody kind of does this, but when you like sing in the car and when you sing, pay attention to your vocal techniques and stuff like that. One thing that helps me, at least helps me when I first started to kind of learn where like my voice sits in my throat, is when I would sing, I would hold onto my neck right here, like this little like this little like tube right here. And I would hold onto that and like feel the vibration of it, and like it kind of just like helped me project my voice more and kind of like learn where it sits within my throat. As well as that, before you record your vocals, make sure you warm up. So on days where I'm recording vocals, I like to drink some tea and make sure I drink a lot of water. I don't drink any dairy before I record vocals because I feel like it just like phlegms up my throat and makes it sound gross. But also they have like Spotify playlists. I use one, it's called like tenor vocal warm up or something like that. And I just go through all the vocal warm up for like 15-20 minutes, get my voice warmed up, as they say. There you go. And then I record my vocals, because if you do it before you're warming up, you're essentially just warming up while you're recording, which you don't want to do. Let's see. I already sleep with 2 eyes open. How much more fear do you need? Hey. Stinger here. Don't ask about the different location. No way. No way you remember that. That is a niche ass poll. Holy fuck. How did you remember that? That is crazy. That is so crazy. So when I first started this channel, like 3 years ago, for all of my intros, I like would say some like weird quirky thing. Like it'd be like, hey, Stinger here, master of the skin flute or some shit like that. And for each video, you guys have probably noticed this by now if you like watch most of my videos, but I have different locations sometimes because I go from like my mom to my dad's house, and that was like my way of explaining it. I was like, oh, I'm in like witness protection. Like that's that's so crazy, dude. Oh my gosh. How do you get those fuzzed out shoegaze guitar tones? I got a bunch of archetype and I can't really rely on anything I'm working for. So I'm still waiting for this to load. If I click on it, it's gonna fucking freeze. But this is the amp simulator that I use for that shoegaze guitar tone. It's archetype Mateus Asado on the P90s preset. I'll go more in detail on it once this fully loads. Let's see. Have you done any non-singing stuff? And if so, what's the process like for that? Warm-ups, still less melody focused? I've only really done singing stuff because I feel like it's kind of cringe when I rap because I just have like a cringy voice when it comes to rap. So I've attempted it, but I've never really like gone all in on it. I would assume the vocal warm-up process is still the same though. You still want to have like presence and warmth in your vocals. So I would assume it's pretty similar. Oh, Donna, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. I appreciate that. He said, what did you use for the strings? So I'm going to go over the amp simulator first, and then I will go over the strings. Wow, that was really fucking nerdy. We'll go over the amp simulator first. For this, I'm using archetype Mateus Asado. P90s preset, just very heavy distortion. And I think I added some reverb on there. Yeah, we have some reverb and delay, just to make it sound more big. This is what the EQ looks like. I don't think I adjusted it at all, to be honest. I don't think I adjusted the EQ in the cab. But yeah, this is what all that looks like. And then I have an EQ just stooping out those low ends because I have bass and then fresh air to boost those high ends. Yeah, that's the process for the guitars. It's pretty simple. Just have like a amp sim that you like the sound of and work from there. So also, bro, I turned up my volume in the Mina's jump scare, dude. That was your best, dude. Oh my gosh. I'm having too much fun with the jump scares. I'm back to my old ways. I stopped doing them for a little bit because I was like, this is stupid. Like, why am I doing this? But I'm back at it. I literally just recorded a video right before this and sleep in fear. That's all I'm saying. You said what VST did you use for the strings? So for the like bass and cello, that's such a funny word, cello. I used East-West Hollywood strings. Let me see if I could find an instance of it. This is the flute. No, please don't crash. Please don't crash. Hello, Marshall. I love you. That's Aiden, by the way. Get everybody say thank you, Aiden. Aiden helped me write the second verse and helped record the music video and is the whole reason why I made this song in the first place. So everybody say thank you, Aiden. Yes. So these are the strings that I use for like the main like cello and like bass strings, East-West Hollywood strings too. And then for the lead strings, I'm using Joshua Bell violin by Embertone. Incredibly articulate and like dynamic string VST. I heavily recommend it. It's a Contact Native. Oh, you said you're actively putting one of your friends on. Thank you so much. I've been using Fine Classics pedal board for all my shoegaze stuff, and it's definitely one of the best amp / pedal VSTs I've used. I've never heard of that. That seems super cool. I'm gonna check that out. You alerted me to a false sense of security. I noticed there weren't any in the recent uploads. Yes, I had to stop it. My AT 2020 came in the mail today. I bought it off someone for $30. Fun fact: this entire song was recorded with the AT 2020. Best budget microphone, in my opinion. I love the sound of the AT 2020. It has a natural, like, bright quality to it, and I feel like it matches my voice very well. It's also very good for, like, non-treated rooms. This room is a little treated. You guys can't see, but there's, like, a curtain right here, and the ground is carpet, and I have, like, my bed right there. So I record facing that way, like, the long end of my room, and the vocals came out sounding like this, and I feel like they sound pretty good, like, pretty decent. They're not, like, I didn't like overly mix them because I wanted them to sound very organic, but I feel like they sound like pretty decent. No way you just fucking psychoanalyzed me like that. You said, did you have a Hopsin phase? I feel like you did. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, to be fair, I'm white, so I had a Hopsin phase. But like back in like 5th or 6th grade, I was so into like Hopsin, Tech Nine, Logic, Futuristic, Devon Terrell, fucking Yellow Wolf. Oh my gosh, I'm exposing myself right here. Like Mercules. I was really into Merc. Dude, this is so bad. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Aiden. I love you. Um, every White Quadeca fan did. Yeah. Yeah. That's just how it goes. But that whole pipeline is what led me into listening to Quadeca, because I've been listening to Quadeca since Voice Memos. So I was like, he has a song with Dax? I fucking loved Dax. I take that back. I didn't love Dax. I loved Dax on songs with others. I didn't really listen to a lot of his solo music, but I was like, oh my gosh, he has a song with Dax. I'm gonna listen to this, and I listened to Voice Memos, and I'm like, maybe there's something to this music stuff. Maybe there's something more than fucking mumble crap rappers that like attack everything. Oh my gosh, that Quadeca, and I guess he's kind of like along that same vein, but Uzi is like the main reason I got out of that phase. I heard Love is Rage 2, and I was like, maybe this mumble crap stuff ain't so bad. Maybe there's something more to this. It's so fucking bad. Crypt was in there. I actually wasn't a huge Crypt fan. I didn't like his voice. Shout out to Crypt though. He seems like a cool dude. Was NF in that mix? Fuck yeah, I forgot to mention NF. I did listen to NF. That was so bad. Every hip hop fan that's a white boy has a Hopsin. So Joyner Lucas. I forgot about Joyner Lucas, bro. I listened to a lot of Joyner Lucas. I liked his like remixes. He had like a like bank account remix that I would always have on my playlist. That shit was so bad, bro. I was a White Quadeca fan. Crypt is transphobic? Never mind. Never mind. I take back my shout out to Crypt. No shout out to Crypt. Sorry. Don't take that out of context. I do not like Crypt. I do not like transphobes. That is bad. Thank you for telling me that. You're insane. You're in pain. Bro, oh my gosh. I love Dax. Dax is so cool. Oh yeah, somebody had asked about the automation clips. I completely forgot about that. I'm so sorry. I have this automation clip right here automating the Ambio Orbit, which is the plugin that I mentioned that makes everything go 3D like this. I had this automating a compressor for the outro section, but I ended up not using that compressor. All of these I ended up not using. I had auto-tune on the last section as well as fresh air and reverb. Ended up not using those. This EQ is to adjust the vocals for the second verse, because I recorded the first verse and the second verse on different days and they had completely different sounds. So I had to EQ the second verse to make it sound like the first verse. The second verse had like a much more brighter quality to it since my voice was different that day. So I kind of tamed the high end with it. And then right here, this Saturn is a tape saturation on the vocal, and I have it automated so that it comes in during that last outro section to kind of give my voice more grit. Not gonna lie, Eminem has not dropped a good album in over 20 years. Yeah. How many tracks did you use? Oh, I want to point this out. Everybody is loved and supported in these live streams. I don't want to see any kind of phobia of anybody. This is a welcoming space. Everybody is welcome, as long as you're not mean. No meanies in here. That's the only people that aren't allowed. No meanies, no bullies. In total, let's see, 114 mixer tracks, but in terms of playlist tracks, a lot of these are condensed, but yeah, like 114, 115. Actual project info, there's 150 plugins. Holy shit, no wonder my CPU is fucking sweating. 150 plugins, 375 channels, 94 mixer tracks. 2,000 notes. That's kind of cool. These are cool stats. But yeah, as you can see, I started this in September. September 12th. Actually, I don't think this is the second project, so maybe I started it earlier. I don't know. But yeah. I'm transphobia phobic. Oh. Arachno? Nah, bro, I love spiders. Trans people are my friends. Transphobes can have these hands. Yeah, that's a Danny Brown lyric. Shout out to Danny Brown, bro. He's working with like the like what's the word for it? Like the LGBTQ Avengers right now, bro. It's so fire. I love it. Yeah, did you guys have any more questions about the track? I feel like I'm being very like self-centered right now by keeping coming back to this, but like I just really want to like show everybody everything about this track. In case like you want to learn something from it. Other than that, this has been such a good stream. Like, you guys are such a good bunch. It's so nice. All these cool comments. I don't like that you pointed out my Hobson face, but I'll let it slide. How'd you make the string sound real? Oh, you said show the snippets. Yeah, I'll show the snippets. But how'd you make the string sound real? That is just how they are in that VST. The VST is so fucking goated. I recorded the strings with a MIDI keyboard so that there's like velocity dynamic and stuff like that. But other than that, that's just how they are coming straight out of the VST. It is so sick. I don't think I even have any like mixing on it, to be honest. Yeah, completely dry mixer track. That's just how they sound. You said show the snippets. What did you use for the mix on the drums? I am glad you asked that. I did not show that. Let's find Addictive Drums. Goddamn, this shit is struggling. Why did I just fucking pull up Addictive Drums and not the... Okay. So this is the full mix on Addictive Drums. Oh, I forget. I have different instances of Addictive Drums for different parts. So, let's solo this real quick. This is worrying me. So this instance, or this mixer track of Addictive Drums is purely the top line with all the cymbals and crashes and all that kind of stuff. I have Audio Things Fog Convolver, which is a convolution reverb, and it's just on the standard preset that like it loads up with. 100% mix level, just to add a little bit of room to it. So this is what it sounds like without. And then with. It just gives it some like space and presence, so it doesn't sound like it's just like recorded directly from a mic. And then this is just the kick and snare. I have Fresh Air to bring out some of that snare. Fruity Wave Shaper to beef it up a bunch. A Fast Distortion, especially for this outro section, as well as that same Fog Convolver, the convolution reverb. And this EQ just taking out a lot of those like very subby frequencies. So this is what that sounds like without. It's so fucking dry and bland. And then with. Wise words from my vocal teacher. Do not stress if your vocal sounds different day to day. Your voice fluctuates the same way as any instrument does. That is very wise. I will take that into consideration. I'm sensing not very straight. I'm completely straight. That's the thing. I'm just like very for people being what they want to be. Like, I have no issue with anybody doing anything. Did I put auto-tune at 0, retune on the master? Oh, hell no. You said, is that a contact bank? No, these drums are Addictive Drums. I showed the preset earlier. It's the dry, what's it called? Something dry? Yeah, Dry Room. Said, bro, you are genuinely so good at explaining music and teaching. Listen to Stinger. Everybody has taught me so much. Oh, you're such a cutie patootie. Thank you. Oh, the strings. Yeah, it's a contact bank. Yeah, the Joshua Bell violin is a contact bank. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, it's a contact bank. We're all straight till it's quad. Now we're talking. Now we're thinking. Okay. I will play a snippet of a song. I have like one other song that's completely finished. I'm not super proud of the vocal mix, but I will play it for you guys anyways. I'm gonna just drag it into a new project actually because this is not recording any kind of. I'm gonna stop recording on my camera. I feel like I don't need this in a video. I don't need to save the changes to that. But yeah, this next song is very, very similar to Rule of Thirds, which is why I'm kind of like erring on the side of not releasing it. Maybe I'll release it in like a bundle LP or something like that. But it has the same like, it's in 3/4, has that same swingy like mystical property to it. It has very similar arrangement as well. So it's like, it's kind of just like did the same thing but better with Rule of Thirds in my opinion. But this one is called Supernova. The mix is not that good because I recorded it with this mic, which is a Rode pod mic. It's like a condenser mic. But where's the chorus? I like the chorus. Oh yeah, here's the chorus. Which version is this? Where's version 11? I don't have a version 11? Okay, just version 10. Never mind. So this one's like a very that kind of vibe. And it follows a very like similar structure. No audio. Fuck. That is completely my fault. No snippet for you guys. There you go. You guys just hear me fucking breathing. I'm like, yo, this shit ass. You said, is it gonna be in an upcoming album? I feel like having two similar songs is fine. That's so fucking stupid. I'm so sorry. I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm saying I'm stupid. I feel like I'll put it in like an upcoming LP, maybe. Maybe like a 3 or 4 song little guy just to throw some of my like individual, like kind of non-standoffish songs into something so that they have like a context. But I feel like most of my like big, grand, more like sonically impressive songs will be like on their own type thing. Pure avant-garde. That's so fucking stupid. Yeah, this is this song. This one's called Supernova. So that's this one. This is Supernova. And it follows, the reason I say like it's so similar to Rule of Thirds is because it follows a very similar structure. It starts with these like noodle type guitars, like very textural. It's everywhere. No, I'm sorry. I am not liable for damages. Oh, what plugin did you use to set the output to the stream? So I'm so glad I found this fucking plugin. This is Restream. It's a Reaper plugin, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and I use this to send the audio output into my OBS. So this is the send audio, and then you open another instance in OBS under the effects portion, and you have it as a receiver. So this is like a sender, and then into the OBS is the receiver. And this makes it so that you can like set any ASIO to be the output, because before without this I could only record with FL Studio ASIO, and that's like a really high buffer rate, which was really annoying. But yeah, that's what I use. Okay. I'll definitely release this. You guys seem to like it. I may or may not re-record the vocals just because I don't really like the mix on them, but maybe it'll drop within like a month or so. Maybe fuck it. Maybe I'll just release it on its own. Who knows? But the like what I mean is I have a very similar thing with this outro where I have a key change of a perfect fifth. So that's that song. You guys basically like heard the whole thing, but yeah, I mean, see what you guys are saying. I'll definitely release that. Let's see. So give you a release window. Okay, I'll give you a release window like 1 to 2 months. I'll release it in 1 to 2 months. Can we get a guitar tutorial in general? Because I want to know how to play like this. Yeah, I can make a guitar tutorial like this. The guitars in this are very similar to Rule of Thirds, whereas I just like stack a fuck ton of layers. But I'll make a guitar tutorial because this is like definitely my most preferred style of playing, where I just record a ton of like layers and just stack them all on top of each other and let them harmonize with each other. Oh, you said the vocal mix is good? Oh, shoot. Okay, maybe I will just fucking release it as is. What do the raw vox sound like? Ooh. Oh, do we really want to expose me right now? Hold on. We'll expose me real quick. I'll show you guys what the raw, like, unedited vocals sound like. Yes, Melodyne, I know. I'm gonna have to enable desktop audio. Let me see if I can find that. I feel like it's very important to be like very transparent. So I'm just gonna show you guys what the raw vocals sound like. Or you know what? Will I be able to hear it within Melodyne? I probably won't. Hold on, let me see if I can. Can I like undo all the pitch? Oh, I can. Okay, cool. Okay, I gotta figure out how to get this to come up on stream. Let me get an audio output capture. in 1 to 2 months. Oh hell no! How much money do you want, bro? That's so funny. I probably won't do a music video for this one just because, like, that kind of stuff kind of takes a while. But we'll see. Because I want to release this soon. So this is not coming out. Let's see. Yeah, you guys definitely cannot hear that. Can I have an output setting? Let me see. Preferences. No, probably wouldn't be under there. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Oh no, you guys might not be able to hear the raw files. Oh no. Uh-oh. Let's see if I change. Will you guys hear
What you want?
Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? You guys gotta let me know, because I can't hear it on my end, but you guys might be able to hear it. Very crackly. Fuck. Okay, let's try this one. What if I do this? God damn it. It might be easier for me just to fucking find the raw file. Sorry this is taking so long, guys, but somebody asked, I must deliver. Image line, FL Studio. I'm just gonna find like the raw recordings. Audio, recorded, and then sort it by date. Okay, cool. Let's see if I can find anything. Like, what's this one? Cool. That's nothing. Yep. I know you guys can't hear this right now, but I'm going to drag it into FL Studio so you guys can hear it. Yes, yes. Okay, so those are all the guitars. You know what? I might be able to just find them in here because I render most of my audios. Oh, there we go. I found them. I found them. Oh, we'll see. Okay, we'll see how much I want to expose myself, but here's one. This is the first verse, raw files, no pitch correction, that kind of stuff. What do you say? God, I could do the stream. Oh my gosh. I will hack your oh, you're gonna hack my computer and play it in Times Square. No! No, we're not cooked. We got this right here.
Clean off your lens, narrow your shot. You only see what you want.
So that's with no pitch correction.
What you want.
As you can see, I'm like a little flat on that last
Frame
one.
your own plot. Record what you want.
And I have like a lot of fluctuation within my pitch. I could probably find another for like the chorus. Yeah, here's the chorus.
But I see a little too much. You only see just enough.
Like,
An incomplete picture of love. But I see a little too much. And you only see just enough. An incomplete picture of love.
as you can tell, very off center on a lot of my notes. But like that's where Melodyne comes into play. Like I feel like I'm kind of cheating by doing this because I'm not like an amazing singer, but I just like to make music. I don't know, just a listening guy. Everybody has had that same critique, and I've heard that a lot about Quadeca songs. Sorry, I'm gonna read what you said, but you said, finally I can make out what's being said, but the vocal mix is good. I'm just terrible at picking out words in a song, and I've heard that a lot, and I feel like it is my vocal mix that makes it so hard to discern, because once I released like an acoustic version on my Instagram, and everyone's like, that's what you're saying? I did not know that's what you're saying. So it's either, okay, I kind of like to, wow, I'm getting very, I saw a Quadeca interview where he talked about how he likes the main focal point of a song to just be like the whole feel of it and the instrumental and like the way it moves people, as opposed to the vocals being like the forefront. And that's kind of my philosophy as well. I kind of just like to have the vocals sit within the song rather than being like a main standout factor. But also I mix them very like simply and like bare bones, so that also could be a reason why. And I also may just like not be pronouncing myself very well, but yeah. Yes, bro, we're like this. Okay, now I get to really expose myself, because those two sound decent, but oh my gosh, which one is it? One of these is the screaming one, and I'm very off key. Yeah, there it is. So this is the last outro vocals. This is gonna be my first time hearing the whole thing, but like, you should totally make a video on layering guitars and vocals. I shall. I'm getting a lot of video ideas from this. This is great. But these are the raw outro vocals. Oh my gosh, these are so fucked. Is this staying up, or will you take it down? I missed the beginning. This is staying up. I will not be taking this down.
But I see a little too much, and you only see just enough. An incomplete picture of love. But I see a little too much, and you only see just enough. An incomplete picture of love.
Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. It's not that. Oh. So yeah, there's my exposition right there. You guys now get a peek behind the curtains. I can say I've gotten a lot better at singing since making this song. And also that's a very high vocal range for my voice to get to, so like I'm very pitchy. Melodyne saved my fucking ass for the vision that I had for this. Yeah, I guess that's my cope. That's my whole cope. Dog, that scream of Sunday. Yeah. I love the guitar videos. I recently learned from you that I need to use an amp sim, bro. I was trying to mix raw guitars to start my dumbass. I was like, why is it muddy? Nah, bro, you don't need to be sorry. It's important for you guys to hear this. Maybe it's not, but I think it's important to show that like I'm it's kind of like a social media thing where like people portray this lifestyle that they have and it's like their ideal lifestyle, stuff like that. But in reality, it's edited or, that's not really the life they live. And I feel like that kind of applies to music as well. Everybody hears these artists and they're like, oh my gosh, they're so good at singing, which a lot of artists are. Don't get me wrong, a lot of artists are very genuinely talented. But they hear and they're like, oh my gosh, like their singing is so perfect. Like this is so perfect. Their music is so perfect. When in reality, there's a lot of editing that goes on behind the scenes. So it's important to show that, people that make music in their bedroom and may not be super talented in terms of singing or super talented in terms of playing certain instruments or stuff like that can still accomplish a goal that they want in terms of music. Whereas my goal for this was to make a super ambitious and just super fully fleshed out song where I was singing on it. And I was able to accomplish that because of the tools at my disposal. Now I am making efforts to be a better singer. Like I'm not taking singing classes, but I'm watching a bunch of music or watching a bunch of videos on how to sing and stuff like that and doing singing exercises. So I'm making the progress towards it, but this is a tool that helped me get to where I wanted quicker. A computer will not be hacked. Thank you. It reminds me of when Porter Robertson did the live remix shit. Him making mistakes was so much more inspiring than the cool shit he made that stream. Yeah, man. Like, I just wanted to give you guys a full like peek behind the curtain. This is just how shit is done. The raw vocals for these sections, like the verse and the chorus, aren't really that bad, but like I was really straining my voice and I didn't really know how to scream during this section, so I was kind of pitchy and all over the place. But yeah, I do definitely think it's important to have that kind of transparency, especially me as like a YouTuber who breaks down everybody's music. It'd be like, what's the word for it? It'd be hypocritical of me not to break down my own shit and like not expose everything that I do. I feel like that'd be A, gatekeeping, and B, insincere of me. So yeah, that's the long drawn winded cope of why I did this. So get the warm me up app. Oh, okay. Yep. Another screenshot right here. Boom. Could I ask you to listen to a song I made with a friend, some heavy shoegaze stuff? Yes, please. I'll listen to it after stream, but send it to me. Either like email it to me at stingerbeats21@gmail.com or send it to my Instagram, stingerbeats21. I will definitely listen to it. I'm all for listening to your guys' music because there are like so many talented people in my community. It is fucking insane. I used to do these like music review live streams. I don't do them so much anymore because the like culture of it kind of got really toxic where people were putting each other down and I did not like that. But people would send in their music and I'd be like, holy shit, like this is fucking incredible music. Like you guys are making some incredible shit. And this isn't to put them down or anything like that, but it'd have like 20 so streams on SoundCloud and I'm like, dude, like people deserve to hear this. People like the masses need to hear this. So yeah, please send me any music you guys make. It doesn't even have to be like using my kits or anything like that. Just send me music you guys make. I'm always looking for new shit. I also emailed you a question or two if you could answer it, please. By the way, screaming like that can be dangerous for your voice. Yes, thank you very much. I know that now. I got a migraine that whole day from screaming like that, so I fucked my shit up. But thank you very much for telling me that. I'm learning fry screaming right now, so I'm learning safe techniques. Thank you. You said you emailed me about a question. If I could answer it, please. If you don't mind, could you like reply to that email again? Just because I don't know like your name just from this. And then I'll take a look at it after stream. But I think I'm gonna wrap up stream right here. I think I've covered pretty much everything for this song. Thank you guys so much for being here and for even being interested in learning about this song. If you guys want to check out the full thing, Spotify, Apple Music, fucking Pandora, iHeartRadio, all the shit that DistroKid uploads to. It's on everything. Also feel free to check out the music video on my channel. It's like 2 posts down, I believe. I put a ton of effort into the music video and I had a lot of amazing people in my life helped me out with it, and I'm like very, very, very grateful for them. So, and also the music video adds a new connotation to the story, which I find kind of cool. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. This was truly an incredible stream. I'll be doing these much more often as I start introducing more, or start releasing more and more songs, and then also just start doing these just for cookups and shit like that. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Have a productive and creative day, and